Video game is an electronic game that involves human interaction with a user interface to generate visual feedback on a video device. Gaming is a term thrown around a lot these days. To gamers, it means to be online with your friends, chatting and solving puzzles together, but having fun with whatever it is that you're doing. Gaming is a living and always changing organism. It evolved from being at your friend's house, playing on the same screen, to now you going home to your own house with your own Xbox, your own PlayStation, putting in your mic and instantly being connected to those friends.
When you're focusing on the home gaming console, it dates back to the early days of Nintendo 64 or even Atari. It's almost 50 years ago.
First came a console that none of you would remember. It was the Odyssey, which came to light in 1972. Then came the second generation that I remember playing. It was the Atari, which came in 1976. The NES and the N64 came along many years later, around 97, and started to change gaming. Gaming took a leap forward then with the release of the Xbox and the Sony PlayStation, which kind of left my generation behind to a degree.
What did I first play? It was pretty much the Nintendo 64 as such. With me and my sister, we'd always run out back into this unit that we had in the old house when my parents would be inside, and we'd always see who'd get there first, and I always won because I'm a genius and I was better to it. It was really fun back then and it was enjoyable, but like before, now it's sort of our mates would come over, we'd play it, like bring their consoles and games, we'd play games, we'd go death by death, and then we'd switch the controller over so the next person will get a turn, which is pretty much what we did in GTA IV.
Games took a major leap forward in the new millennium with Xbox Live and PlayStation Network. This gave the consoles new audiences and a new meaning. We had the release of Halo Combat Evolved, the first Halo. This took the world by storm. At first it was LAN parties, going to someone else's house with your own console, bring your own copy, to now it's online parties. You're playing online at wherever you are in the whole world, and you can just play with those people. Now we're coming towards my era of gaming. Here in Australia, we had the Xbox 360 in 2006. That console sold 80 million units, and the PlayStation 3 the year after. That also sold 80 million units, so 160 units worldwide. These consoles, PS3 and Xbox 360, are known as the current generation of consoles. When these came out, a lot of changes were made. Gameplay. The actual way the game plays has improved drastically. The HUD. The way you can navigate the dashboard is so easy. My niece can do it, and connecting to your friends is literally 2 clicks away. The main thing that changed and keeps getting better and better are the graphics.
Graphics are what defines a game. It's what makes it pure beauty. You can go from something like GTA 4, which was in 2008, 6 years ago. I was in primary school. To something as big and as beautiful as GTA 5 in 2013. Going back to the idea of socialising with friends, Ash would come over to my house and we would play GTA 4 all the time. We would stay up late at nights and have the best of time. It was a beautiful and great experience of my childhood.
To talk more about graphics, consider these games. Elder Scrolls 4, Oblivion in 2006, and 5 years later, Skyrim 2011. These games are beautiful, an art form. Many would argue that, but I agree. Another example is the Assassin's Creed series. They were based back 1,000 years ago. The first Assassin's Creed was made in 2007, and now, 7 years later, is on next-gen consoles 2014.
Now to talk about the crossover between two types of new media. Gaming, like we've talked, is a cultural phenomenon. This device I hold in my hand is a smartphone, and at a swipe of a finger, I can connect to any one of my friends or family in the whole world. Games and the development of this home entertainment console springs a whole new realm of opportunities.
Gaming itself employs a lot of jobs for people such as YouTube, creative writing, media, all those sort of things, even map design. It has become a legit money-making machine of a business. A statistic, this is from 2010, 4 years ago. The gaming industry has made approximately $25 billion accumulated. Society is changing, and with this new media technology, it has created a particular culture on around the same thing: gaming. When I say culture, I mean millions of people coming together, playing the same game, knowing about it, and sharing their separate experiences. Also the entertainment that comes out of it, it's even more brilliant. Examples are like PewDiePie, Rooster Teeth, Achievement Hunter. They've set their whole lives based on YouTube from gaming. They've made jobs from this. Thousands of dollars. It's perfect. But there can be downsides to it. Children 12 years of age playing games that are meant for adults, it can affect their behaviour, their sleep schedule. They become socially isolated. It'll affect the way they talk to people, what they're like. It might influence their lives in a perception that we don't want them to be influenced in. It may be harmful.
Don't think games are all bad. Games open up great opportunities. Gamers can socialise with their friends who maybe they can't interact with personally, and they can have fun while they do it.
One of the positives being able to socialise with your friends no matter where they are at any location.
What are one of the negatives of gaming?
Weight gain.
One of the negatives being, in some cases, I've heard people take days off school just to play games that have recently come out. Another positive, you can't ignore the fact that there are more and more job possibilities being created through games. Another negative towards gaming is the effect it has on people's health, like sleep pattern, addiction, and the effect it has on people's eyesights.
When you're talking about changes in a creative sense, people, usually children, are open to a lot more creative ideas, such in games such as Minecraft. It has over 30 million copies sold. This is a lot of people using their creative minds inside a game. Games like this enhance creative minds, and they can one day go into a job in gaming, or even writing, maybe even filmmaking. The list, it goes on.
There has been more and more development in a massive online gaming culture. We are not just a community. We're too large to be a community. We're our own culture. There are a few different examples of gaming culture. For instance, you could be from the older culture and be playing Mario, Duke Nukem on 64, while from like the new gaming culture now, you'd be playing Battlefield, Call of Duty Ghosts, GTA 5. It's a complete different reality.
To talk mainly about some of the issues that games can cause in society. For example, in September 2013, Aaron Alexis shot 12 people dead and injured 3 more at his Naval Sea headquarters. Journalists said that he played a lot of video games and that influenced him in this violent outburst of rage. I, alongside with many, do not agree with that statement. With new media, new interactions will occur. The way we socialise online is so much different to what it was like 20 years ago. We as a society can connect to our friends and family and play games together over the internet. And it's so easy, anyone can do it. We can even connect to the people who made those games. And if you're good enough, you can collaborate with them. You can go to their offices and work with them on video games, on developing video games, or anything like that. In conclusion, gaming is a beautiful representation of cultural phenomenon at its finest. It brings people together in more good ways than it does bad. So pick up a controller and have some fun.